In this video, I'm going to explain to you the difference between a malnourished, an injured, and a diseased gut. I see a lot of confusion about this, and you need to know the difference between these three different things. They can exist together, they can exist separate from one another, but you need to understand specifically what a diseased gut is because we're treating them as injured and malnourished gut, and we're not getting anywhere when we need to be treating a diseased gut a very particular reason. And it is diseased. I don't even like to use the word disease. I like to use the term that it's running a special program due to stress, and we need to deal with this stress that's causing your gut to run this special program. So let's break these up, and I think the best way to help you understand this is how do they induce gut disease in rats? They have a few different methods. So you think one method would be to give them a poor diet, and so giving even nutritionally depriving an animal of food, it's not necessarily going to injure their digestive system. You really can't malnourish a digestive system. Like you can, but like the overall body is affected. Like it's affected as a whole. A lot of us are blaming nutritional deficiencies on our gut diseases, and it's just not the case. Um, of course, we want to give our body as much nutrients as possible so it can do what it needs to do. The more nutrients, the better. I totally agree with that. But I see so many people eat perfect diets and literally not have much to show for it and still have a lot of digestive issues. And so with rats and mice, like they they don't know how using food to induce gut disease in rats. They don't know how to do it. They can't do it. It is not economically possible for them to give bad diets to rats and induce gut disease. Like it does not work. And I think we put our horse blinders on when we start trying these diets, like the specific carbohydrate diet or the GAPS diet. We put these horse blinders on, and we just live in this little world. We're not living in the real world. But if you go out in the real world, you go sit down at a fast food restaurant, you go sit down, go to the grocery store, you'll be amazed at how many people eat normal foods and have zero digestive issues. They eat horrible foods and they have zero digestive issues, guys. Uh, you know, Being malnourished isn't good. You could be malnourished because your gut isn't functioning the way that it should be. You could be malnourished you because your gut isn't digesting thing. You're not giving your body the nutrients it needs. But I see people who were on a nutrient deficient diet, and they get those nutrients in them, and they're still messed up. And then you see people like average, normal, everyday people who don't necessarily have the best diet in the world, and they don't have any nutritional deficiencies or just very minor ones. So, I mean, getting the nutritional profile is important and it is recommended, but it is not the root cause of the disease of what's going on. And, you can throw as much nutrients as your gut as possible, but it's not going to fix it. It can aid the fixing process, but we gotta, what is steering this process? It's happening in the brain. The brain controls your gut. The gut-brain axis, your gut controls your brain and vice versa. No, your brain controls everything in your body. Your brain controls everything in your body, and your thoughts will kind of, we have this primal biological programming we all come with, okay? We're like biological robots. Us humans we can break free from this program more than other animals. But we all, tend to fall into one archetype or the other, as far as our personalities go and how we react to the world. We all have a fixed set of emotions that we can fall into, or a fixed set of craziness, behavior types we can fall into. We're all just pre-programmed robots. But we like to think that we're all unique little flowers, guys. We've been lied to. We are not unique little flowers. Yes, I like you and you are special and I think you're cool and I want to help you get better. But you need to you need to see the world for what it is. You need to see what you are for what you are and what is going on in your body. Your digestive system, it might be injured, but the main reason, so when they injure a rat's digestive system, they just what they do is they give them some chemical and it gets injured, and then they do some remedy and it gets better. It's like super straightforward. When we do that, so for most of you with gut conditions, you have never experienced something to injure your gut. Have you ever ate glass? Have you ever drank bleach? Okay, you took a few antibiotics, but why do most people get to take antibiotics and they never have digestive issues from them? There for the vast majority of you, 90-95% of you, you have never experienced something that to physically injure your gut. It was caused by something emotional, something you cannot stomach, something you cannot digest. Think about it. We have it all in our languages. I cannot digest this. This person makes me sick to my stomach. When we judge, condemn, and complain about things, we are not accepting things. We're not absorbing things. What is the purpose of our digestive system? It is to help us digest and absorb things. It's controlled by the brainstem, the oldest part of the brain. It doesn't know the difference between food and things in our life. I know you physically have felt sick when something as bad has happened to you before, when it's really nasty. Maybe you get a bad grade on a test and you got to start the school year over again, or you're going to fail, or you're going to be held back. It's like you feel it in your gut, depending on how you experience it. But if you're someone who complains, if you're someone who's angry a lot, you're condemning people, there's a great chance that I cannot believe, that's such a piece of crap. I cannot believe the world is like that. I cannot digest this and I cannot accept it. And then your body's going to go, okay, you need extra gut cells to help digest and absorb this thing in your life. Oh, that sounds crazy. The body wouldn't do that. Hey, if I want to pick up something heavy, my body is going to develop extra muscle cells due to the stress load. It goes, okay, all right, well, we can work up to this. The gut, every other organ in the body essentially does the same thing. Oh, you're having trouble breathing? Let's create more lung cells. Oh, you're having trouble digesting something? Let's create more gut cells. It's not random, guys. It's you'll see it in brain scans. You'll see it in the CT scans. You will see lesions in the brain. You'll see lesions in the brain and the brainstem for all you guys who have digestive issues. So I need you to understand. So I'm trying to get you guys to think about this logically. We're missing a huge piece of the logic puzzle, which is, our emotions. These experiencing something is hard to digest. That's the big missing piece of the puzzle, because you're trying to treat an injured gut. You're like, oh, I need to baby my gut, and that's great. But again, what injured it in the first place? There was nothing that injured it in the first place. We know it isn't food because we see a bunch of people eating garbage all day long, and they can't induce gut disease in rats by giving them giving them garbage, and they probably feed them, crap food anyway, for generations and generations, and they still don't have gut issues. What is going on here? It starts in the psyche. It starts in your thoughts. It's experiencing things as hard to digest, developing these bad emotional habits. So that's what I need you guys to start understanding that, because the therapy is in the knowledge. Because you need to understand that when you get diarrhea, when you get blood, when you get mucus in your stool, this is you on an emotional level resolving something hard to digest. On some level, maybe it's not fully resolved. It could be partially resolved. For example, someone might get a bout of diarrhea if they're in a fight with their neighbor. Their neighbor is always chopping down their trees and throwing stuff over the fence. So I would expect someone to get diarrhea when, that neighbor moves away or something like that. But a negative event like that can develop a lot of bad emotional habits, and now all of a sudden this person is extremely sensitive to anything that inconvenienced them in their life. The body is wired for survival. We experience negative emotions when we experience something that we don't like or whatever. So what I want you to do is start to notice the negative emotions in your life and how in their relationship with your digestive issues. And we're also going to start not blaming food, because we know, because I just explained to you that food isn't, it's just obvious that food isn't causing the issue. It's your perception of the food. All food is safe, guys. So I want you to start making that connection between your emotions and your symptoms. So guys, if you want more details on this, I just made a video. It's about 30 minutes long, and you'll see it on the end screen, and it goes over the mental work that I did and my students did to get better. So guys, leave a comment down below, hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. I'm curious, go down in the comments below and tell me, what do you get emotional about? What are your negative emotions that you're dealing with right now, and how do you plan to shift your perspective so that we're not experiencing the world as being hard to digest and unacceptable. See you later.